What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another video. Today's going to be a very interesting versus type of video I really want to make. I wanted to wait a bit till the movie, so people watch the movie. There will be spoilers, maybe, I don't know, we'll see. Anyway, here we go. Today, we're going to be doing a versus of the Super Mario Brothers movie and the Super Mario Galaxy movie. We're going to compare both of these movies and see which one is better. I know I said it already in my review, I said both, but you know, let's make things a little interesting. I haven't done these types of videos in a while since, like, what, 2024? So, yeah, let's just have some fun and do this again, I guess. I can already smell the comments right now. They both suck. They're both from Illumination. They're both garbage. They're both reference slop. Yeah, I can already hear the comments. Anyway, but it's opinions. I know, objectively speaking, neither are nothing super crazy special, but I want to see which movie is handled better in terms of, you know, stuff. I broke this up into 8 categories: story, pacing, characters, visuals, music, humor, action, and references, because people love using that term. So we're going to compare both of these, which movie does each category the best, and let's go ahead and have some fun. So here we go. Mario Bros. Movie versus Super Mario Galaxy movie. Don't ask why I'm showing Donkey Kong Country Returns footage, because I didn't know what footage to use in case I want to use Mario Bros. Movie, if I want to say Mario Bros. Movie, because also Nintendo wants you to remember about Donkey Kong Country Returns HD anyway, so yeah. Anyway, let's do this. Okay, so story. Yes, these movies have stories, so let's talk about them. And I think you already know which one I'm about to say, actually. So, the first movie's story is nothing too crazy. Mario and Luigi are opening up a plumbing shop. Everybody hates it, except for their mom, I guess. Mario and Luigi's mother. But, yeah, I mean, Mario wants to try to be more than a nobody. He warps to the Mushroom Kingdom by a warp pipe, after, you know, failing a plumbing job, I guess. And, Mario has to save his brother Luigi. He finds Peach in the Mushroom Kingdom, near Peach's castle, of course, and Mario has to go on this adventure to save Luigi and also stop the evil Bowser. I mean, the plot isn't anything super crazy, as you can tell. It's basically, you know, save Luigi and all that, but it's also a bit of, like, character arc with Mario. Well, it's not the most interesting thing ever when I talk. I'll get more into this with the characters section of the video, but, you know, Mario's trying to be more than nobody. He's trying to prove himself he's more, and, you know, save his brother. So, I mean, I don't like Luigi getting kidnapped and all, but, you know, it works for what it is, you know? So, yeah, and for a first Mario movie, I'll respect it, so yeah. Now, for the Super Mario Galaxy movie, on the other hand... Yep, Rosalina. You have to save Rosalina. This was 10 times worse. I'm sorry. Like, I know Rosalina's not known for doing much in games. We'll talk more about that later. But yeah, the story about this is save Rosalina. And then there's, of course, some backstory stuff with Peach and Rosalina we'll talk about later. And yeah, that's kind of the whole point. Save Rosalina and stop Bowser Jr. from the evil Boomsday Machine. Yeah, that's about it. So, as you can see, I don't think either of these stories are super interesting. If I had to choose one, I'm giving the point to the first Super Mario Bros. Movie. At least, like, you know, it's Mario trying to build an arc. He's trying to be more than nobody. Unlike the Galaxy movie, it's just a plot of Peach just swapped with Rosalina, basically. And with a few neat things, and that's it, unfortunately. Why did they do that, bro? So, yeah. Point what? Point for the Super Mario Brothers movie. Alright, next topic we're going to be talking about is the pacing. This is something that, well, I don't think either movies did well. They both kind of have fast pacing, but which one was handled better? We're going to have to... This has honestly been a more divisive topic, and some people might be surprised by this one, honestly, because I was honestly debating this too. I did rewatch the first Mario movie before watching the Galaxy movie, so I can have a better thoughts on this. The first Mario movie does have some pacing stuff. It seems like a lot of characters get interrupted by a scene. That was literally just Donkey Kong in the first movie, but you know, it just the characters didn't have any room to breathe at all. Like, the only interesting characters, like I said, I'm gonna wait till we get to the character section, but it just didn't have enough room for the characters to breathe and have their moments, like, especially with Mario and Peach, honestly. Like, there's a Mario Peach moment, and then Donkey Kong interrupts it. I love Donkey Kong, but it's kind of funny, honestly. And now we go to the Galaxy movie. Now, nobody gets interrupted. We see more moments with Mario and Peach, And of course, the beginning, I will say, okay, let's get to this. I'll say the first half of the movie isn't actually bad pacing, in my opinion. You see a lot of good moments with Mario and Peach. You see Mario and Luigi being brothers, of course, and finding Yoshi, doing their own thing with their platforming, while Peach is, you know, away, basically. And, trying to save Rosalina. And, of course, and a lot of other things happen too. I already said in my review. Now, the second half of the movie is when things get weird. It seems like they really wanted to rush to the ending. It seems like after when they get to the Honey Hop Galaxy, it seems like the pacing just kind of was all over the place. It wasn't, I wouldn't say it was bad, because there was still moments like, you know, Bowser appreciating Bowser Jr. and stuff. And then, of course, there was the Star Fox scenes. If it wasn't for that scene, I would have rated the pacing in the second half even lower, honestly. But I don't know, it was really weird, honestly, how the pacing was handled in the second half of the movie. It seems like, especially the ending, was pretty anticlimactic. But that being said, however, I'm giving the pacing, to, like, you know, it does feel like the pacing, I was honestly split with either one, honestly, because I have watched both movies, honestly. Because the second half of the movie is definitely paced really weird, especially when you get to the Cascade, like, Kingdom, the dinosaur scene. Like, I don't know, it seems like they were really, like, trying to get to the end so it's not a 2-hour-long movie, and it kind of sucks, honestly. It's just like they just scramble with more references. Oh, hey, I know the dinosaur scene. It's like Yoshi's Island. But either way, in terms of pacing, I'm actually going to give the point to the Galaxy movie. I know it seems weird to say, because the second half of the pacing is definitely weird, I will say. But I think the first half, and of course the second half being with only Star Fox, really, and sometimes the action at the end, actually saves it, in my opinion. It's not perfect, mind you. I don't think either pacing is good. But if I had to actually compare, I would take at least, like, you know, Galaxy movie has, like, more, like, in-depth character. Like, it makes me care for more than 2 characters. The first movie kind of didn't do that for me, honestly, so the pacing was just too quick, honestly, in that movie. I mean, I guess you could kind of understand the plot more with the first movie, but I don't know, that's just me. Anyway, point 1 for the Galaxy movie. Or, point goes to Galaxy movie. I don't know how you do this, bro. Alright, next up we're going to be talking about is how the characters were handled. This is where the Galaxy movie gets to shine, in my opinion. The first movie handled his characters fine, I guess, but like I said several times, I only kind of care for like 2 of them, honestly. DK and Bowser. DK had his funny moments, even if he was a bit annoying, even if he was basically distracting Mario and Peach most of the time. Mario and Peach also did have their moments, but I really wish there was more with it. It's only because of DK got distracted. Luigi got kidnapped for most of the movie, and Toad just sort of just exists. Kamek, I say, was pretty cool. Definitely one of the better voice actors I feel like people don't appreciate. But yeah, that's all I can say. And Cranky's voice, yeah, we're not going to talk about Cranky Kong, honestly, so yeah. But when you go to the Galaxy movie, on the other hand, while the characters are not the most deep thing ever, it made me actually care for more than 2 characters, honestly. Mario and Luigi being brothers finding Yoshi, of course. You have Peach and Rosalina being related after years of speculating about that. You have Bowser and Bowser Jr., their dynamic. You have Star Fox around. It actually, while the dynamics are not, like I said, it's not, the bar is very low, but I say the Galaxy movie gets the point here easily, because, like, it made me care for more than 2 characters, and, you know, I love the relationships. I wish we did see a little more of it, because, again, second half kind of did distract things, you know, and Toad sort of just still exists, but, like, the other characters still get their job done, in my opinion, so yeah. Yeah, Galaxy movie gets the point here. Alright, next up, the visuals. This is gonna be a very this is gonna be a one-sided comparison, but both movies do look beautiful, I will say. They're both, if there's one thing we can say with Illumination, their movies do look amazing. That being said, yeah, I'm taking the bias route. Point 1 for the Galaxy movie, no explanations needed. Alright, next topic, music. This is going to be a very tough one to compare, honestly, because I do think both of their scores are amazing. Brian Tyler did a fantastic job with the soundtrack. If there's one thing you can say, no matter how you feel about these movies, their music, top-notch, easily. But I've had to listen to the original soundtrack for a while, and I've had some thoughts, honestly. And it might come as a shock to you, honestly, because I do think both soundtracks are amazing, but I think the slight edge might have to go to the first movie. I know that's crazy to say, I'm a Galaxy nerd. That being said, there are some good tracks in the Galaxy movie. I do love, like, I honestly had to compare a lot, honestly, because I do love, like, the one-up theme, which is the credits theme, I believe. And, of course, I love the casino theme that played, and anything else, like Galaxy, especially Gusty Garden, but let's be honest, we did hear that in the first movie. But, I don't know, there weren't a lot of songs that captured Galaxy, aside from those. Like, I heard Space Junk Galaxy or something from Peach's voice, and we never heard it, unfortunately, so yeah. But, they did play some neat songs either way. That being said, I'm still giving the point to the first Mario movie. I know that seems wild to say, considering I'm a Galaxy fan, but, I don't know, I think there's a little more unique with the songs, honestly. Like, if I hear a song like, oh yeah, this is actually peak. But that being said, the only thing going against is like the pop songs. There's way more pop songs compared to the Galaxy movie, but I don't know, that's just me. I think the music does better. Like, they feel like we've heard these songs before, you know, some of them, especially Gusty Garden, so that's the only thing going against this. Either way, both soundtracks are amazing, but I'm gonna have to give the edge to the first one, baby. I know, that's kind of surprising, honestly. I didn't think I would say this, but yeah. If Space Junk Galaxy was there, it would have been Galaxy. Just saying. Screw you, Peach. Alright, next topic we're talking about is the humor, aka which movie is more funny. Okay, this is kind of a subjective thing, subjective, like, opinion, basically, because, like, any of these movies could be funny, and, well, it could be just typical jokes you hear. But I've had to rewatch the first Mario movie of, like, certain jokes, because I will say, both of them got laughs out of me. But if I'm gonna be real honest here about which one I say, because I will say, both movies did have some funny jokes. Well, maybe not that funny. There were some funny lines, especially in the first. Both movies had some funny moments, but I'm giving the edge to the first Mario movie, actually. I think it's because of Donkey Kong bias. He's supposed to be themed a funny character, so yeah, I think Donkey Kong kind of makes this a little one-sided. There was one joke with Luigi saying, "Oh, the castle, it died." That was, like, the funniest joke of the movie, but then there's probably another joke I can remember that was funny, but anything else, I don't know. It's hard to remember, like, what was funny, honestly. I don't think it needed to be like that, but, you know, that's just how it is, I guess. DK really carries the humor, I guess. Anyway, point 1 for the first Mario movie. Alright, next topic will be the action, and that means the battles that happened during both movies. Both of them do action very well. If there's one thing we can say with these movies, the actions of both of them with any battles are always peak. But which one was better? In the first movie, of course, we had the battles with Mario and DK. There was also the action with the wedding scene. There was also actions with, like, you know, the racing scenes. And, of course, the ending, the superstar scene. Like, dude, no matter how you say about that movie, that scene just goes hard. It is absolute cinema. And now we go to the Galaxy movie. We have Mario, Luigi, and Yoshi dealing with Bowser Jr. And then, of course, we have the ending climax. And, of course, and it was Star Fox stuff is also pretty neat too. And then of course the ending, which ends really weird, I will say. And then of course Rosalina's badass moments in the first 5 minutes of the movie or something. Yeah. If I had to compare, honestly, like, they're both peak with action, but I'm giving the point to the first Mario movie. At least it handles it better in terms of, like, action and, you know, like I can't ignore the Mario vs. DK scene. And also, let's also talk about the Mario and Donkey Kong platforming section near the end, heading to the wedding coming up. Like, dude, that alone, I want to see that in the video game now. Seriously, like, that alone is one of the best scenes from both Mario movies combined, in my opinion. While the Galaxy movie, I did like the Rosalina scenes. It didn't really last long because she got interrupted by a Purple Luma. Good job, Purple Luma. You made Rosalina kidnapped. Anyway, yeah. Point 1 for the Galaxy. No. Point 1 for the first Mario movie. Oh, I don't want to pull. I'm not gonna be a troll. I'm sorry. And now the final topic: the references. And I mean references. I'm not talking about the worlds. I'm not talking about, like, the power-ups. They're fine. I'll let them slide. But I'm talking more so when people say what's a reference. No one knows really what a reference is. Any background stuff and which ones have been handled well. This seems to be a really divisive topic from both movies. What's a reference and what isn't a reference. So, which one handles references the best, basically? So, we go to the first movie. You have the references of, like, DK, and of course, and I will say, let's get this out of the way. The Galaxy movie does have a fair number of references. That being said, I feel like people overblow it, because really, the Yoshi Island Cascade scene, I mean, sure, I guess I've seen people say it's a little unnecessary as a scene, but I don't know, I didn't view it as reference slop, really. Sure, maybe it would have been better as the Odyssey movie, but like, you know, I didn't mind, I don't know, I didn't really view it as reference slop, personally. What the hell does that mean, honestly? I can't wait. Next Donkey Kong game will be reference slop. Anyway, I don't know. I didn't really view it like that, personally, but I can see why some people would hate that scene. But it also does, like, you know, references and, like, you know, background characters. You can probably see a bunch of stuff, man. Like, I think more so references definitely happen in the second half of the movie. Like, Star Fox, sure, maybe, but, like, Star Fox is cool and hasn't had a new game in ages, so, like, sure, that part's probably gonna age poorly eventually, but yeah, and of course, you know, I didn't mind. I don't know, it wasn't as much people assumed, but I can see that, like, it was really just a Cascade Kingdom area. Anything else really are just bonuses, like, you know, kind of just fit the worlds. Like the NPC characters, like the Widows are fine, the Piantas are funny, so they can stay. Anything else really, sure, maybe there's some Odyssey NPCs in there, but like, I don't know, I don't view enemies really just references. I guess you could see, like, warts, maybe the Mario 2 stuff, but, like, dude, Mario 2 is awesome, so I don't have an issue with that. And then we move to the first Mario movie. Yeah, that was a lot of Galaxy talk. That has, you know, the Donkey Kong stuff, and then you have the Ice Flower, and then you have the references, mostly near the beginning of the movie and stuff. But you can point out a lot of references from the first movie, that especially with DK and stuff. But a lot of them didn't feel, like, annoying, really, like, you know, or anything like that. They fit the scenes pretty well, honestly. Now, which one do I think is better handled by references is a very tough competition here, because sure, maybe the Galaxy movie does have a bit more, like, yeah, let's add more references, no character interactions, but we already talked about characters, so we're solely basing this off references, which ones I liked more. You know, I would say the first movie because of my DK bias. That being said, though, I'm giving the point to the Galaxy movie. And sure, maybe it's nostalgia bias with, like, Mr. Game & Watch showing up at the end or something, and seeing warts, and also Mario Maker, but, like, sure, maybe it's a bunch of references, but man, I just can't hate it either. You know, but I still give the first movie credit for having Swanky Kong back, and also Chunky Kong, but, you know, it was just for, like, a few minutes, you know? It just feels like I didn't remember, like, anything else. If there was any other references, I don't know, but, you know, they feel like the Galaxy movie did feel like, you know, they wanted to go all in. For the better or worse, depending how you view it, you know? Alright, point one for the Galaxy movie. Uh-oh, chat. It seems like we have a tie. They both have 4 points. So, I would say my opinion, but I'm gonna do something different. I'm gonna leave it to you people in the comments. Go ahead and rage at me in the comments. Rage in the comments. I don't care. I don't read comments much. And say which movie you think is better. Which one did you enjoy more? Did you enjoy the first Mario Bros. Movie, or did you enjoy the Galaxy movie more? Let me know in the comments. I would like to hear your thoughts. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time for more. Later, folks. I guess I will say, the first movie is definitely better as an adaptation, while the second movie is better as watching a movie. I will say that, honestly. Man, I really made this video just to rage bait people, honestly. Imagine, though. Anyway, yeah, they're both 6.5 out of 10 movies. Anyway, bye-bye. I'm gonna go watch the Donkey Kong cartoon. Bye.